Warning: Title 17 U.S. Code 512F provides penalties for the deliberate misrepresentation of copyright infringement. The owners and authors of this video, the common denominator, and the Paramystic Broadcast Channel are a nonprofit 501c3 exempt organization and believes in good faith that it constitutes educational fair use, as per Title 17 U.S.C. 107. Persons, agencies, attorneys, and/or social media algorithms filing a false or frivolous Digital Millennium Copyright Act complaint may be subject to civil liability. Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Accordingly, viewer discretion is advised. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How's everybody doing?
Happy Good Friday.
Good Friday, yeah. Where are you at, Vince?
He's in a restaurant.
Oh. I thought he was
He's lost, dazed, and confused as usual.
Don't be showing your credit card information on here, man.
Oh, that's his Final Four card.
Oh.
Senior discount card.
Senior, his AARP card.
I can't say anything. I get those discounts too.
I'm gonna be 40 this year, and I get scam called by them.
Yeah.
What the hell does it matter? A card here or there, a driver's license, social security number. It's all fair game anymore.
With as many cyber leaks as we have, everybody's got all of our information.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
I wonder how many illegals have my identity now.
Well,
I wonder that too. Wonder if it'll
they must
help
not
my
be paying
credit
any taxes.
I don't know. I'll tell they're paying taxes on their income because I don't want to pay their taxes for them. Little scheming
I don't
buggers.
know either. Yeah, well,
They can pay my mortgage.
Florida stopped. It's going to stop a lot of them from house squatting now. So.
Well, it's a damn surefire
that guy
sense.
that
They ain't
put out
gonna
the
use
video-
my damn credit to get any damn thing. They've done ruined it.
That guy,
Thank you, Biden.
that guy that was putting out the video about house squatting and then got ice called on him.
Yeah.
Then DeSantis goes and passes the bill saying, "Hey, you ain't squatting here. Get the heck out." And one lady was up there. One lady from the Hill was up there saying that this is totally wrong. She's like, you know how many vacant buildings, all those vacant buildings and vacation houses could be used to house homeless people and migrants that don't have a job and stuff. And it's like, no, that's not how property ownership works. You don't.
No.
It does with the DNC.
Well, it might with the DNC, and the funny part
Little
was,
communist turds. Why, just me?
Hello, just me.
DeSantis was like,
Vincent-
no, get the heck out of here. Actually, the funny thing is I think the person that was defending that was trying to find something to say about it that was negative, because nobody has been saying that passed unanimously throughout the Florida government on all levels with getting rid of squatters.
No, Miss Ruth, they are talking about Florida.
Yeah.
DeSantis just passed a no squatting bill pretty much, to where if somebody's squatting in your house and you don't have a right to be there, they can kick your ass out. No, damn sure not Whitmore. No.
No, Gary Whitmer, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shelly and Richie.
How's it going?
Chad, I saved you the teeth grinding of my theme song today, at least. My theme song.
Your theme song? Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. No, it wasn't really.
Dear God, no.
Spending like 5-6 hours longer than that watching that. So, of course, I spent about 4 hours watching World War II aircraft carriers last night. So,
well, at least you're getting educated.
Yeah,
I've seen it before. So, see, if something passes unanimously, they're either right or they're paid enough to deal with it being wrong. No, I think from what I've seen, this was something that even the far left groups couldn't even deny it being a good thing. In fact, the Young Turks come out and their post on it was DeSantis finally does something right, and talked about how right it was for about 15 minutes, and then talked about how bad DeSantis was for 30. So,
well, that ain't nothing. Capitol Hill's planning on getting into all the landlords' business.
Well,
and start telling them how much they can charge for rent.
Rent control.
See, that's another thing that they thought about doing before, but they can tell from New York how bad that failed years and years ago.
Oh, well, they're at to their no good schemes again. I promise you.
When you start trying to do that, all the landlords sell that crap and move out.
Yep, and it usually goes to somebody 10 times worse.
Yep.
Well, if nobody's willing to buy it, then it can't go to somebody worse. It's just going to stay vacant. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Then we have plenty of unrentable homes for squatters.
Yeah, like Just Me just said, they already do that. It's called Section 8.
Section 8.
Section 8 just gets reimbursed by the government for their crap. So
Section 8 is just a new scheme for drug lords.
Well, I mean,
sex trafficking and whatever else goes on into Section 8.
Yeah, because I know that ones that around here really don't keep up on, going and checking on the property, make sure it's up to code and stuff like that.
They do that in some areas here, but it's also one of those things of the neighbors are going to tell on you faster than anybody, and the neighbors might run you off also. So, because what was it I was watching? It was talking about gun rights and stuff like that, and how a state was trying to. Oh, it was talking about the squatters' rights, and it was on Valuetainment, which is Patrick Bet David. If anybody's ever heard of him, he's
no, but I can see how this is going to go.
He's a freaking like billionaire, self-made billionaire that was originally from Iran, and he's one of them that's very, very left or right leaning as far as stuff goes, because he talks about how the Democrats just try to screw businesses up and small businesses and stuff like that. And
you don't hear that?
I can't, but he
somebody's
also
Kia Telluride's alarm just went off.
But he also talks about
how they can't figure out how to turn it off.
he came here as a migrant and had to make all his money. And they started playing.
Either they work or they don't.
They started playing what the Santa Rosa, Florida, which is in Pensacola, sheriff's officer said, and if somebody comes and breaks into your house, go ahead and shoot them. That'll save us the time. And they were talking about how they loved that sheriff saying that. It was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of how Florida is with a lot of times. If you break into a house here in Florida, whether you're a squatter or not, you're likely to get shot. So,
well, that's the way it is in Mississippi. They just tell you,
Yep.
make sure you drag them inside and then call us.
well, they don't tell you to drag them inside here. They just say, didn't call us. So,
Well, they got to be inside the house.
oh no, this
They
is
say if you shoot them and they fall outside, just go ahead and drag them on in the door.
oh no, if they're trying to break down your door, then they're threatening your property. Then shoot them. Just like you don't have to.
Yep.
If they're trying to carjack you, they don't have to be in your car yet for you to shoot them.
I really don't care. Anybody that comes in my yard after a certain time of the night, it better be a damn big emergency, and they better call beforehand.
That's a pretty dangerous.
Because
stance to
Homeland
take.
Security takes over control at that point in time.
That's one of
Yep.
them things to where if I would have done that a few times, it would have been cops that got shot. So I don't promote that with them coming in my yard, because at my house here, and especially my old house, there was cops running. Like here, I've had probably 10 cops running through my yard going after surrounding the neighbors next door to me when we had meth heads living next door to me. So the cops would park over across the street at the roofing company across the street, get out of their cars and come running through my yard, and then park on the other road next to me so they could surround them. And
I agree with just me.
I've
I do
had
too.
dogs tracking people through my yard before, Yeah.
But
exactly.
the good thing is those 600 that overrun our militaries down there, the ones who actually perpetrated the assaults on our military, are now going to jail with big charges.
Hi, Crystal.
Morning, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal.
In Iowa, since it's a stand your ground state, somebody can break into your house. That's fine. You can do what you need to protect yourself, no matter what. However, the law states if there is one drop of blood outside that threshold, you are going to jail.
No, that's not
Well,
how
I
it is
just
here.
figured now going to jail is a retirement plan.
True, you
No,
get to
but it
read
has
all
to-
day, sleep as long as you want, 3 square meals a day.
3 hots and a cot, your medical bills paid, and free room.
Don't have to do laundry.
Maybe.
Well,
Depends on what you're doing
so
in the
you can buy
prison.
smokes.
Yeah,
But you know what? At the rate things are going, it is an option because, well, hell, Social Security ain't going to be there. We're not getting any benefits from our government. They're giving it all to the illegals who's coming in here. And they're making TikTok and Instagram videos of them holding $100 bills, stacks of $100 bills, and saying, I'm getting
Yeah, that's
this,
something else, though.
and I'm not even having to
something else.
work.
That's something else that they're coming about now. That, like, whenever I sent that video, was telling you about how the leftists are collapsing on themselves with stuff like that, is people are actually seeing this now and being like, hey, this dude is getting a $350 a week debit card on our dime. Our taxes are paying for this, and they're over here flashing wads of cash on thing. How come I can't do that? And
Or
no matter
getting
which way you try to
disability-
twist it, from a taxpayer
getting
thing, from a racism
disability
thing,
for
whatever way you
obesity.
try to twist it.
And the
You know,
bad thing is they don't have to pay fucking taxes on that shit.
No, none. Well,
I
and
do. They don't.
Okay,
How is that
so
right?
getting disability
Patrick-
for obesity, that is not a disability. That is
no,
no.
that's another thing. That's
I'm
coming
more
around
than
that
qualified for disability, I
people-
promise you.
Well, I was watching this one video, and I'm going some problems, in my life and stuff like that. And I was watching this one video, and what was that guy's name? He's a famous person, but he has like a call-in line, and it's like women that call in, And this one woman called in and she's on camera and she's like, well, I deserve a man much better than me. And he's like, why? What do you have to offer? He's like, how many kids do you have? And she's like, 2. And he's like, do they live with you? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, he's like, how tall are you? And she's like, 5'3". And he's like, how much do you weigh? And she's like, 157 pounds. And he's like, I don't know if I believe that or not, but hey, I hate to tell you this, but you aren't prime. He's like, you are overweight or obese.
You are obese.
You have 2 kids. He's like, what do you do for a living? And she's like, I own my own business. And she's like, you know, it's like, he's like, everybody owns their own business now, it seems like. And
yeah, but is she making any damn money at it? That's
that would be the question. So I mean, it was kind of funny whenever he was just putting her down like that. But a lot of these people are getting tired of the whole oh, you don't like fat people, you're fat phobic, you know.
Yeah.
And the lady on the other hand, the lady who was watching the show or doing the review of the show or whatever, she's talking about how I'm like 5'6", I weigh 150 pounds, 160 pounds.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah. Somebody put a thing of that. Somebody in California or something like that has that as a license plate.
I believe it.
So, and she's like, I'm that
That's
much.
sad.
So I can see why the weight thing would be a little bit, you could see where you can't directly relate weight and obesity together. Cause she's like, I go to the gym all the time and I weigh more now than I did whenever I whenever I did have a lot of fat on me. So, cause muscle weighs more than fat does. Plus I think she has big boobies too. So.
Hell, I used to be at 30, 36, 24, 28. But they also told me I was too fat to join the military, too. So go figure. Told me I was 10 pounds overweight and I had to lose it. And I just looked down and was like, y'all got to go.
That's another thing.
Oh,
Our
I guess,
volunteer enlistment is drastically fallen, too.
Well, that's why they have all these little male military age illegals coming across so they can sign them up and ship them off through boot camp right quick and send them to the front lines of Ukraine.
I agree. The military is not an equal opportunity employer.
Damn sure not.
They're not.
Nothing government is equal opportunity employer. Government's the only one that can force you to put your race and all that on a piece of paper, no matter what you're applying for. Whether it's for taxes or for college Pell Grants, no matter what. The government is food stamps, you know, welfare, whatever, Section 8, like we were saying.
They are racist as all get out.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
The only place where they're not racist is when they start saying you got to pay taxes. You pay taxes on the money you earn. You pay property taxes, city taxes, local taxes, car taxes, fuel taxes, food taxes, doctor taxes, medicine taxes. What did I miss?
No, just me. We never.
Wait a minute. Anyway. Carbon tax. I forgot that one. I breathed. I farted. I'm sorry.
Not in my line of work.
No. I might have seen a plumber's crack or something when I did AC work, but.
Absolutely, Crystal. Absolutely.
What kind of work you been doing? Have you been working on OnlyFans? Just me?
Yeah, I know. I'm white. I can't get a fucking hand up note or a hand out anywhere.
The military required. I believe it.
Yep.
There's a gal that runs. She's a captain of a cruise ship. I forget which one it is, if it's Carnival or another one. But she's in her early 30s, and someone commented on there, and well, you're a woman captain. We know how you got to your part of it.
Oh, yeah,
and she comes unglued on him on an actual live reel feed, and just she's like, I've paid my dues. You don't know how hard it was for me to get here. How many times she was passed up by somebody that was a different ethnicity, considered, you know, a minority, or a man that has not even been there as long as she has, how hard she had to work.
I can believe that in many cases.
Hellbender, I believe it's illegal right now.
Right now, it might be illegal, or at least the ones coming into America. But normally, I would say it's better to be illegal in America than it is illegal. But
you have a good night too, Jeffney.
Have a good night. You're usually up late, man. I was going to say something and forgot what I was going to say.
I was surprised Joe Fox actually was on cyber warfare in the comments. That's the first time he's been in there. Yeah, I was surprised.
He usually tries to catch our show.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah,
so I was
finally Friday.
I was going to try smoking ribs with mop sauce this weekend, but I'm going to end up with too many ribs, so I'm not going to do it. I've never tried with just mop sauce, so I went on Amazon and bought me one of these nice little mop things, and it was like $15 or like $12, and came with like 2 of the wooden parts and like 5 attachments to it, and even a little basting brush and stuff. And it also come with a little pan that it was made to make the mop sauce in. So I thought it would be a little bit bigger. It's the size of a 1-cup measuring cup.
Oh,
but it's got a little fountain, and it's cast iron.
That's cool as hell.
But I guess it fits, depending on how much you were going to make. It fits the mop in there.
A couple of dippings and it's empty.
Yeah, but it'd be really good for like butter garlic stuff, for like corn and stuff like that when you're smoking it.
Yep. I'm going to put the brisket on probably about 3:30 tomorrow. I got cherry wood, and then I'll let that go until about noon, pull it off, wrap it up. Well, no, 11. Pull it off, wrap it up in butcher paper, and then put it back on for 2 hours, and then pull it off.
Well, using the mop sauce, you're not supposed to have to wrap it any, so I've always wrapped my ribs, so... Well, I did have
I just throw mine in the oven and let it go.
I want to smoke it.
That's everybody when they're telling me, well, what do you smoke? Well, I can smoke pork butt, do ham, pork belly, brisket, all that stuff, and ribs. Well, how do you do your ribs? Do you boil them first? I'm like, why?
I've never heard of boiling ribs first.
Yeah, hell yeah. You can come on up. It's a 16-pound brisket.
I've never heard of boiling. Well, I kind of have, but I've never heard anybody who smokes ribs say they boil them first.
Yeah, no, I take the membrane off. I put my binder on, then put my rub on, put them on there at 225 for, well, depending how many I have. And as soon as I can grab the very end bone and it moves a half inch, they're coming off and resting for 15 minutes.
I'll put them things on there. I usually put them on there and smoke them for like 3 hours at 200 to 225, somewhere around there.
You didn't raise 15 children the way I did.
And wait till that bark gets all nice and crispy, and then wrap them up. Put some butter and brown sugar, maybe some honey in there. Wrap them things up.
I had to boil all my stuff first and then put it in the oven. And then while I had that in the oven, if more people showed up, I had to put some more in the pot and boil it, and I had to get everything ready at the same time.
Well,
I'm sorry. Fast order, short order, it don't matter. I had to get supper on the table for all them children.
Oh yeah. Well, and I had a 75 liquid gallon barrel when I had my bar, and what I do is I had racks in there, and then I'd have an old wood stove sitting off to the side that fed the smoker. I could do 300 pounds of ribs, but I had to start them at like 3 o'clock in the morning so they were ready for the farmer lunch rush. And by the time I did that,
go on further north to get to Dave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But in order to get everything done, plus open up for coffee hour in the morning and get all your sides and stuff and all the prep, I can sympathize, Mama, because no, it ain't easy. You find good shortcuts.
Hey, look, I had my youth group. I had my baseball players, my football players, my bandies. Okay, plus my 5. You never know how many was going to be there, but nobody ever left my table without something to eat.
Yep.
Shit.
And what
Me doing them
sucks the
ribs right
most,
now, doing 1 rack of ribs, Austin ate probably a third of that whole rack of ribs by himself through
but
2 days.
I can sympathize with you, and you'll agree with me, after cooking like that, trying to downsize and cook for like 3
It
or
ain't
4
happening.
people.
Oh, that's one of the things I'm gonna have a
It's
problem
hard.
with at my house.
Well, you know, most people cook a stew or a soup or a chili in a pot like this. Hell no. Well, not when I was raising kids. I had this and like this, and there was never any leftovers. Never.
Well, your
Yep.
house
If it was
different
stew, soup, or chili, I had extras.
Yep. My mom said the same thing, because for years, on the dairy farm, the neighborhood kids would come up in the summer and, they'd want to bale hay to earn money to buy a car or whatever. And Mom would always do lunch. And she said for the longest time, and then when she'd do supper, and I'm talking real supper, not just sandwiches, haul them out to the tractor. No, there's fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, dessert for pie. Her and everybody else was in the house cooking for the entire day while us boys were out working. And she said that was the hardest thing for her to learn when us kids went off to college and left the house, was just
downsize.
cooking for
Oh
her
my
and
God.
Dad.
Yeah, I can
Oh
imagine.
my God, it's impossible.
I know
still have problems.
Oh, Mom does too. Like, she'll make spaghetti or lasagna and we'll go up there, with the kids and whatnot. Well, at that point, there's 6 of us. So my mom will try and figure it in, and never fails every time. You're taking some of this home with me or it'll never get eaten in time.
Freeze it, freeze it, freeze it, freeze it.
Yep.
Anyway, while we're talking about chilling, I have to give a shout out to my oldest son. Today is his 36th birthday. So, Michael
Oh,
Bright,
happy birthday.
Oh, happy
I
birthday.
love you and happy birthday. I also have to give a shout out to my 1-year-old grandson, which is his son, Walker Lee. Happy birthday, Mama loves you.
Happy
And while
birthday.
you're doing all that, Sally, I have to say happy birthday to my mama today, because today is also her birthday.
Woohoo!
Happy
She's living it
birthday.
up in Hawaii for her birthday this year. So
Awesome.
She's not having a terrible birthday, having mojitos on the beach.
oh no, my brother and sister and sister-in-law and my 2 nieces also live in Hawaii now, so they're getting to go. They know everywhere to go, and my sister-in-law works for Four Seasons Resort, so I'm sure she's having a great time. My stepdad, it's hard to get him to even leave the state of Texas, so.
Well, I have a special birthday song for all of these birthday folks as soon as it finishes loading. Here we go.
Your birthday, your birthday, your birthday, happy birthday. It is your birthday, it is your birthday, it is your birthday, happy birthday.
That is oddly creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it could be the other one I did.
Yeah, I remember when you posted that one too.
Yep, you can tell it's Friday here. They got the 4-wheelers out. I heard gunshots earlier, but
They're mushroom hunting.
Mushroom hunting.
It's more real time, sir.
Well,
If
almost.
the red buds are blooming, it's time to be fishing too. Okay,
Yep,
here's the other one I did.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the most amazing, most beautiful, most special, most everything person in the world. Happy birthday to you.
Dadgum, you're ready for the voice.
Hey,
Yeah,
I will tell you. Thank you, AI.
Yeah, Sally loves that
And
AI.
hey, it's fun to play with, and you know we can keep those for future reference for birthday people,
Yeah.
or you can make your own.
About next week, I'll go out looking for morels. They're in Polk County right now, which is down by Des Moines, so it's got to warm up a little bit here.
Oh hell, they're finding them left and right here in Oklahoma. They're just
I
about
believe it.
over.
Well, and the old spot I used to go to, I know I will probably find them out there this year because it didn't flood, so all the spores didn't go away. Because we're in a massive extreme drought.
Yeah. Just hopefully you won't have any power lines go down and set the world on fire.
Yeah.
Hawaii and Texas is having issues.
Oh, I know.
I did see the relief farmers taking feed and grain and mineral blocks and tubs and round bales of hay up to the Panhandle.
Yeah, I've seen a
yesterday.
lot of people just giving truckers, even farmer truckers, loading everything
Oh,
up,
yeah.
taking grain and hay and stuff down there, and
That's
that's awesome.
That's how Texas handles that's how Texas handles disasters.
Well, I did
Well, you
take
don't see
pictures of
Biden
them.
on
I was proud of them. And it wasn't just one truck,
Yeah.
it was like 6 of them. But they were farmers for Trump. They were
Oh yeah.
doing their relief fund.
Yep.
Yep.
That's heartwarming. It still shows humanity's got a humble side.
Well, it
That's
just
like I say
says, you
about
know, our government may not have our backs, but we have our fellow Americans' backs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make no mistake,
Listen, in a lot of
humanity
places.
Humanity is not what's wrong with the world. Influence is what's wrong with the world.
Oh yeah, and that's something
Power
else
hungry,
that
blood sucking leeches called politicians are what's wrong.
not all of them are politicians, but you know, look at freaking Big Pharma with shit.
That's right. We do have Epstein and B. Diddy.
I mean, yeah,
they're
them
not
too.
politicians, but they've been kissing politician asses for a long time, getting influence.
Well, Big Pharma has been too. You know, now that they don't have COVID to go off of, now they're going off of transsexuals and stuff.
I was sitting down, I want to say it was 3 or 4 days ago, and actually reading the lyrics to Oliver. I forget what his last name is. Richmond, north of Richmond. And
Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony. He mentions protecting some rich guy on an island instead of protecting the youth everywhere. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, what does a rich man do when they want to go hide? They buy an island. Epstein had an island. B. Diddy's got an island. Zuckerberg's got his underground shelter with the 50,000 water gallon in Hawaii shelter.
Yep. And I actually watched a
documentary
about Oliver Anthony, and the thing is 30 days before he recorded that song, he got sober because he was on drugs and alcohol really bad, and he gave his life over to Christ right before he recorded that song in his backyard.
Oh yeah, you never know who good Lord's going to use it and how they're going to use you.
Yep, and he said people have been trying to throw money at him for a recording deal, and he keeps telling them no.
There you go. Good person with good intentions.
Here's
can't be bought.
Here's one off another way good tax money being spent is in Waco. I saw that they're putting up for the eclipse, in preparation for the eclipse, since it'll be a total eclipse over Waco. They're going and putting up I-35 signs up everywhere. So on directions to get to I-35 to I-30. Here's the problem though. A bunch of them are pointed the wrong way.
And who is the in charge of the Department of Transportation?
I have no idea, but
I don't know,
yeah.
but it's funny as hell. We don't need no more damn traffic on I-35. Thank you.
No, they're coming in. They're talking about all this traffic in Texas for the solar eclipse.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody's heading that way.
Yeah.
They're getting their parking spots early, and we've still got almost a damn week before it gets there.
You remember when we were
People
all
are
kids?
taking PTO and vacation time to see this shit.
Yep. Remember when we were all kids and then we go to a 3D movie and they give us those red and blue lenses with the cardboard frames? It's kind of like that, but the Casey's up here is selling what's called Eclipse sunglasses.
Eclipse glasses, yes.
Yeah,
they're selling them for $8.99.
Yeah, like, some of them are, you can usually find some for like $4.99. But you know what? I just go to the damn welding shop and get the damn welding lenses.
That's not even that bad. It like even a brazing lens, you know, so you can still see it. But even your sunglasses, as long as they're not like pink, blue, or off really light brown or yellow, you're fine.
Well, you've got to have a certain
well, we had one here.
Darkness, or otherwise it will do retina damage.
Yeah, it's got to be UVA and UVB.
But a lot of places, I forget what place it was, but they're giving them out for free to all their customers. So because they're getting such an impact from the
capitalism is live and well in Oklahoma. You can't buy them damn things for free down here.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something.
Well, you can't buy them for free.
Nope.
I went to the grocery store.
I wouldn't imagine you could buy anything for free, but
went to the grocery store.
You have to buy every damn thing else and pay taxes.
Went to the grocery store 4 miles from my house because the kids wanted fruit with their kebabs for supper. So I'm like, okay, fine. I go grab 6 apples, and then I got, like that bag of cutie little oranges or whatever. I go over to the grapes, didn't even look at them, picked them up, took them over the register. She weighed them. It rang up $12.99 for 2.3 pounds of grapes. And I'm like, what in the hell? She's like, I don't set the prices. Well, 23 miles from me in either direction is a Walmart. One of them's a super Walmart. The other one's like a small one. $4 for 2 pounds. I'm like, talking about
some price. I did that with the damn 5-pound bag of damn dog food here in Pauls Valley. Here at the truck stop, you can get it for $8-9. I went up the road to a place where I buy my cigarettes, and I got me 4 packs of cigarettes and a bag of dog food. And when they rang it up, they said $50-something. I'm like, do what? I said, how much was the dog food? She says $27.85, and I was like, that ain't no 50-pound bag of dog food.
Warby Parker's giving away free solar eclipse glasses. A bunch of places are, evidently. But yeah, dog food, cat food. That's why I keep telling the kids, I'm like, we ain't feeding no more cats.
Never know.
Oh, I know. I know for sure now.
Them strange pussies keep coming around. You might get free kittens.
Oh, not coming.
That could go 4 different ways.
Yeah.
I was being clean with it. Dirty mind.
I didn't take it that way. Hey, I was a truck driver.
Dirty boy. Shame on you.
If I bug in
You
and
got a
out,
ghost
little
over there or
one's up.
what?
No, the little ones are up.
No.
Oh, I figured your wife was sitting over there with a cattle prod and you was trying to keep her from zapping you in the butt.
Well, I've seen somebody do that before. Not
That's
with a
called marriage counseling.
cattle prod, but with a taser.
I love that. I'll have to use that sometime.
I'm surprised Vince bugged out.
I'm not.
Oh,
He
if
does that a
you
lot.
saw the way Vincent drove, you want to bug out too.
Yeah, I actually have. It's scary.
Oh yeah, Crystal said it's not after 9, so you can't be dirty yet. It is here on my coast.
Read the bottom of the screen. Yes, I can.
I mean nothing. No.
You know, I'm gonna tell you guys something.
What?
So since I'm getting released back to work, right, with permanent restrictions because of my shoulder, I've decided I am going to clean mirrors for a living because it's a job I could really see myself doing well at.
Well, at least you
Hey,
can
Dave.
see yourself doing well. Just make sure
So,
you don't
I
leave
was
a
at the bar.
streak.
I was at the bar the other night, and this guy comes in and he's talking to the bartender and everything, and he's like, tells the bartender, he's if I show you something that will totally blow your mind, would you give me free beer for the rest of the night? The bartender sits there and thinks about it for a minute, and he's like, sure. So he comes out, he's got a little box to his side, and he comes out, and it's this guy, this little bitty guy out here playing a piano, this little miniature piano and everything, and the guy's only like this tall. And he's like, wow, that is freaking incredible. He's like, okay, how'd you get that? And the guy's like, there's a freaking genie out behind your bar. And he's like, I just wished for it, and that's what he gave me. And he's like, really? So the guy goes taking off back out to go find the back of the bar, and evidently he goes and he finds a genie, and then all of a sudden he's getting like swarmed by like all these ducks keep on swarming him. And he's like, what in the hell? And I mean, he goes and shuts the door, and there's still like a million ducks coming after him and stuff. And
It's a full-blown quack attack.
Yeah. And the guy comes back, the bartender comes back, and he's like, dude, I think that genie's hard of hearing. I'm getting attacked by ducks, and I asked for $1 million. And the guy's like, yeah, you're right. I noticed that too. He's like, you don't think I really wished for a 12-inch pianist, do you?
Oh my God.
Oy vey.
Hey, bad
He's
intro.
so bad. Hey, bad intro.
That is terrible. That is just wrong.
Actually, Barb's husband or Barb's friend Chad sent me that. No, we were just telling bad jokes. This show really doesn't have a point, so it's a train wreck.
He's just a little quacky over there.
Yeah, you don't think I really asked for a 12-inch pianist, did you?
Oy vey.
That's terrible.
Y'all are so bad. Don't make me play it's your birthday
Terrible,
again.
terrible.
It beat his mirror joke, so.
At least his was clean.
Mine was clean. It didn't have any bad words or nothing in it.
No,
No, none at all.
it pushed you to the dark side. Quick.
That's all right. When I was a kid, my dad got fired from his job
What
as a
was the
road
topic
worker for
tonight?
theft.
We have not had any talk. We've
I
talked
refuse to
about
believe it.
barbecue when you don't have as big a family to feed anymore.
Vincent's senior citizen discount card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me
Squatters,
singing happy birthday. You
boiling
missed that
ribs
big
in Oklahoma.
debut. If you stay tuned, we might play it for you again. It's a little creepy, but you might get to see it
Birthday.
again.
Yeah, it is a little creepy, but
So
Hey,
I
it made
finally
the
figured out
grandbabies
how the Catholic Church makes holy water. They boil the hell out of it.
You're not
Here all
far
week.
from the truth. You're not far from the truth.
I'm sure Bad Intro knows how they make holy water. So
Womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
I got that, but you know.
That's all right. When I was a kid, my dad got fired as a road worker for theft. They tried to say he was stealing signs, but as soon as he got home, I had no choice but to believe it because the signs were all there.
Oh, it's not a comic comedian. Comedian.
Yeah, today I learned that if you flip over a canoe, you can wear it as a hat because it's capsized.
That's womp womp womp.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it for you, Bad Intro. Womp womp womp.
Oh, I could tell a really bad one, but I won't.
No, please don't. We don't need to get in trouble on our debuts.
No, it's just all in the eyes of the person
Bad
interpreting.
Intro saying you can tell.
And Crystal says, and then.
Okay, what the hell? I'm gonna do it. Chad, do you know what the difference is between a refrigerator and a gay guy?
Well, one of them I'd eat stuff out of. And
No,
it's not the gay guy.
no. The refrigerator.
I'm not even touching that one.
The refrigerator don't fart when you pull the meat out.
And how do you know this?
I don't. There's so many TikTok reels of people saying dad jokes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god. One of them, he tells his mom, and his mom's like 80, and she just dies laughing. He tells her one like, what's the difference between a enzyme and a hormone? And she's like, well, I don't know. And he goes, well, you can't hear an enzyme, and his mom will go, well, you can't hear a hormone, and then she just dies laughing. It's freaking hilarious. Spits her teeth out.
Yeah, you gotta use that polygraph.
I get what Crystal's saying now with that. And then
And
she's doing the dude, where's my car thing.
my favorite one's Joe Dirt. You like to see homos naked? No!
That's like some of the stuff off of Happy Gilmore. I think it's no, Waterboy.
Oh,
Y'all remember that
You're on mute if you didn't know that,
time Bobby Boucher?
I got to have smoke on that one, buddy.
Or I was watching I don't think I've ever seen the music video for it before, but it was New Country by Hank Williams Jr. from like the 90s or something like that. So now that's the Old Country. And the video of it is like from Hee Haw or something like that. And talking them, two guys in there talking, but it's all in like Cajun and crap, so you can't understand the word they're saying. And then like Hank Williams Jr. starts coming out and they're like, that ain't country. That ain't country. And then all the Hank Williams Jr. and all these people start coming out of the TV, like freaking Dwight Yoakam and ZZ Top. And it's got like one of the guys from Leonard Skinner in there. And it's like, damn, I never knew that many freaking people. And if you ever watch any Hank Williams Jr. videos, that they will have like 50 famous people in any of his videos.
Yep.
Like I was watching music reviews and it was these younger black guys that have never listened to country before watching the All My Rowdy Friends. You know, it used to be part of the song for Monday Night Football.
Yep.
And they were like, I've heard this before, but I can't remember where. And a lot of them are too old to even remember when Monday Night Football was a big
On
thing
Monday.
on the weekend. Huh?
When Monday Night Football was actually on Monday.
Well, yeah, but it was also like, everybody watched Monday Night Football then. So, they're like, it's Willie. The two people or the three people they would recognize out of everybody was Willie Nelson and Cheech and Chong.
Well, yeah. Got to remember Cheech and Chong.
Well, it's funny when you see like a 30-year-old and they're like watching the video and something like that. That's Cheech and Chong. Damn, Hank, you got Cheech and Chong showing up to your party?
Well, he
like,
was a weed head.
My
Oh, yeah.
11-year-old nephew always wants Madden football for like his PS4 or whatever that is. And then one day I asked him, I'm like, do you know what Madden football is? And he's like, it's a game. That's what it's called. I said, it's named after John Madden. Who's that? I'm like, get out of here. The only man more obsessed with Brett Favre than Brett Favre himself. It didn't matter what game he was calling. He'd say, well, Brett Favre.
That is the absolute truth.
Yeah.
He was an icon.
I don't know. It really is hilarious. Oh, what was it? One they were doing the other day. It was Carteria family or brothers, whatever it is. And they were if y'all haven't seen, Kathy Griffin has come out on tour again. Okay. She's not getting a very good response.
No.
Whatsoever. They had a protest in Long Island at the show she went to, and that's what these guys were doing a video for, was the reaction to the protest there, and said that more Trump fans showed up to protest than Kathy Griffin's fans bought tickets to it. And they had no clue who Kathy Griffin was.
Oy vey.
One of them thought she was a transsexual.
Oh, God.
Well, that's debatable.
And it was because it was like her voice. And she's like doing the video and she's like, I'm sorry. I just had my second voice surgery before the show. Dang, lady.
I'm telling you, it's possible. It's entirely possible. I
And they were
always
like,
wondered about that.
What'd she do to piss everybody off so bad? And then like one of them's like, you never heard about that? And I was like, plus she's just not funny. So I know I'm on a Seinfeld group.
It's sort of like watching Martha Stewart when you watch Kathy Lee Gifford.
Yeah.
Have I ever heard
my
of
wife
Sheller?
brought it up. I haven't.
Is that a person or a band or a thing or the movie?
My wife brought up something really funny because she watches used to watch that Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And when Caitlyn Jenner was all intact, had a fit that one of them neutered the dog. but then he goes along and does the same thing later. That makes no sense. Like, he had a complete and utter breakdown over it.
Crystal says that a sheller is a she and a feller.
Oh, good grief. Grandpa used to say they were just lighting the loafers.
I just always call them a shit.
Ah.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. I don't think she is, but you
Do
know,
the Crocodile Dundee trick. Hello, mate. Nope, you're okay.
there's a guy. That's I remember that. That probably never would be allowed in a movie now.
That ain't a Sheila.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if kids had the cartoons we had growing up, let alone the movies?
Oh my God, what would they do with it?
Maybe they'd behave a lot
They'd be-
better if they did, because obviously blocking that all that stuff and changing it didn't work too well.
No.
Speedy Gonzales
Hell, in the
what was his
80s.
friend's name that
or
was always-
Foghorn Leghorn or Yosemite Sam
Yep.
or Bugs Bunny and a Coyote and a Roadrunner.
I mean, if you really think about it, we had it made. It was natural selection at its best. We got a wood burning kit that had a cord on it this long, so you were guaranteed to play next to the drapes with it. You had a 10-pound lawn dart that you did everything but use the proper way.
True.
We had
The lemon twist.
Satan's playground, and it was just as hot. You had this magnificent thing called a centrifuge that you'd get one of your friends to throw you around in, and they decide when you got off, or you threw up, or you just flung off.
Oh,
And
the
that was called the
merry-go-round.
merry-go-round.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And then-
merry-go-round. I never knew what to call that thing because a merry-go-round is what you called it in like the park. It's also what you called the little thing with the horses and stuff. So
No,
Yep.
that's a seesaw.
Yep.
no,
Those
I'm not,
were actually
I'm talking about a
catapults.
carousel.
Oh, carousel, yep. And then
You
you
know.
had Satan's tongue, which was a stainless steel slide that you were guaranteed to get third-degree burns from. You didn't go home and whine about it.
Well, if you did have the newer fiberglass ones, then
Well, that's
you'd have
because
somebody-
your tushy was already made of rawhide from getting all your ass spanked.
if
Yep.
you went down when they started coming out with the newer fiberglass ones that we got in our playground when they redid it, somebody could sit at the bottom of the slide and just touch you and it'd shock the shit out of everybody at the end of the slide. So
Let's not forget the lemon twist,
Yes.
the automatic ankle breaker for anybody you got close to.
Yep. That was natural selection at its best back then, man. Play Russian
The
roulette.
jump rope who had
we never
dual
played Russian
purposes.
roulette, but
You either tied the nerd up and threw him down or slid him down the sliding board with him screaming with their shorts on fire, or you tied him up, or your mama used it for a spanker.
Yeah, we didn't have to be told it was time to go home. When the lights came on, we knew we had X amount of time to be there.
right? But you see,
Well,
we didn't have any
you-
lights where I grew up at. So
We had one in the backyard, and if it came on and I wasn't in the house, I was in trouble.
Yep. Absolutely.
These kids nowadays stay out to all hours of the damn night. The mom and daddy don't know where the hell they at.
Oh, no
They
kidding.
give them a
whenever I
cell
was younger-
phone for emergency purposes, and guess what? They don't use them for emergency purpose because you can't ever get your kid to answer the damn phone. But all you gotta do is follow them on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, and you'll know where they're at and what they're doing.
we were allowed
Exactly.
to stay out late at night just because there was nobody out where we lived at. So it'd be like a group of us going bike riding at 1 o'clock or till like 2 or 3, or we'd just be down at the cemetery. Usually somebody would, or playing a bonfire. There's another one.
Yep.
Playing in a maybe not in the bonfire, but
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Dad whistle. That was it. It was time to go. Or, riding bikes without helmets or pads. Now, if someone sees that,
Oh,
they'll
shit.
fry you on the 5 o'clock news.
Yep.
I don't think I've
And God
ever
help
had-
us on the 4th of July and New Year's where we had bottle rocket wars.
Oh yeah,
Those were fun.
and
Those
then
Those were the
well,
bomb.
my friend who we all usually got together and did fireworks with. This was in the 90s, so his dad would usually run hauls from Mexico or from Texas to Oklahoma. But he knew a lot of Mexicans because a lot of them would do stuff like, well, a lot of them lived in Oklahoma as well. So he'd do little runs for them all the time when they needed something heavy hauled. He ended up with, holy crap, it had to have been 20 big plastic bags of fireworks that he got for like $50. And
Yep.
like tons and tons of black cats. You know what everybody used to know what black cats were, but
In
they
the
don't.
M80s and the M60s and the
Yeah, well, we use those
all
for
the
more fun
M's.
stuff, but I'm talking about the smaller ones. And
yeah,
you'd
the
go,
ones who didn't completely blow your fingers off.
yeah, you'd go stick one of those in somebody's back pocket or stick the pack of like 20 in there in somebody's back pocket and fire that thing off.
And run like hell.
We probably, whenever his dad brought all those back, we probably literally had probably 200, 300,000 of those. Literally. Yep. And they get, and then
the good old days when we were actually mean as shit and we were okay.
Yeah. And then we'd use all our old CO2 cartridges for the guns or for the, the BB guns and stuff like that. We'd use those, drill the hole out a little bigger, fill them with gunpowder, and then put a fuse in them.
Yep.
Those are bigger than M80s. So.
Those were the good old days.
Used to play Cowboys and Indians with my little brother with BBs. It wasn't CO2 then. It was pump action. You had to crank it.
Like spring loaded.
Yeah. They hurt, but hell, when paintball came out, we all got all that stuff, and we
couldn't afford all that.
We'd get the armor and all that and go out in the woods and
we never
shoot
did
at
that.
each other. Dad had an idea that we'd go out without it because we were all getting immune to it, so we went without the armor. Well, that got to be kind of boring, so Dad decided he had a bright idea and was going to deep freeze them for a week. The paintballs. Yeah, that didn't go over very well.
No.
Those hurt.
Like Crystal said, my parents' friends would come up with go-karts and such, and it was nothing to get thrown off one and getting all scraped up and getting right back on. Yeah, by the time I guess you were going out with paintballs and crap, that's whenever we were finding go-karts and little motorcycles and crap like that. And
hell, we were climbing trees and hanging ropes out of them and swinging out over the creeks and the ponds.
We didn't have any ponds or creeks that deep, but we had the Brazos River, and there was several places where we had ropes hung up that you could do. Then we had cliffs that you could just jump off at the lakes because there wasn't trees.
We did that off of bridges.
Well, the cliffs were higher than the bridges.
The first one to jump, we always made sure somebody was down there to drag them up. Should it be a little too shallow? Just saying.
Well, we knew that's why we jumped where we knew the water was deep at. Usually is what we'd do is somebody would jump off with an inner tube, the old-fashioned tire inner tubes, and that way if anybody
the one that actually floated.
Yeah. Then if they could
with the valve stem down. just for purposes, the valve stem had to be down. You didn't want it going up. Because it would tear your ass up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it would. Well, guys, I don't know about you, but it's getting that time. I got to get these babies to bed.
Yeah.
Hey, I've had a ball.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good kickoff. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, definitely.
Yeah, thanks, Mia, Ruth. Bad intro. I don't know where'd you go, but
it was a blast.
Happy Good Friday. We
Yes.
love you.
Friday.
And have a
you-
happy Easter. Don't eat any unboiled eggs.
That's right.
Did I lose my eyebrows? No.
Did you lose your eyebrows?
No, I
No.
didn't lose my brows.
The only time I want his camera to freeze long enough to take a screenshot so I can crop it when he really looks like Cousin Eddie, it don't work. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. We're out.
Later. Have a good night, everybody.
Night, y'all. We love you.